My old friend Dana White had a press conference after UFC 321 where he reacted to Aspinall versus Gane, where Aspinall was eye-poked by Ciryl Gane so badly that he couldn't see anything. Therefore, the fight was called off. And let's just say that Dana White has had an absolutely abysmal performance at this press conference, to say the least. I could not believe my ears when I heard what Dana White was saying about this fight and about eye pokes in general. And not only am I going to react to this in today's video, we're going to go through some behind the scenes footage of that night on Tom Aspinall's channel after the fact, where he talks about the eye injury as well. And then I'm going to go through some situations where I'm going to show you guys maybe why Dana White recently is extra annoyed with Tom Aspinall, and it goes beyond his weird, strange obsession with defending Jon Jones at all costs. Like, really weird levels of defense of Jon Jones. But we're beyond that. This goes into different territory now. And that's what I'm going to go through in today's video at the end. But we're going to start with this. So, bald, retarded man, take it away.
Obviously, not a way we want to see a main event end, any fight end. Give us your reaction to the eye poke and how it all went out.
Give us your reaction to the eye poke. That's the situation, right? Not the way we wanted it to end. It was looking like it was going to be a decent fight between the two of them. Give us your reaction to the eye poke and the way it all went down.
I mean, I feel the way everybody feels. Great showing, shitty ending, you know? I think that after the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Ciryl Gane off.
Anything about the eye poke, Dana? Anything about the eye poke here? You know, it's tough. The eye poke was brutal. That looked like a disgusting eye poke that we saw there on Tom Aspinall. I'm not surprised. Anything along those lines would be good when asked what your thoughts on the eye poke stopping the fight were.
He looked damn good tonight.
Yeah,
Ciryl Gane looked damn good. And then we just move on. What are your thoughts on the eye poke and the way the fight ended and how it all went down? Yeah, I thought a lot. Jon Jones, listen, guys, Jon Jones, after his performance against Ciryl Gane, a lot of people wrote him off, but he looked damn good tonight. Again, maybe we'll try one more time, but maybe we won't, and we'll just move on to another topic. But the initial question was his thoughts on the eye poke. Okay? Jon Jones is just, the way he made Ciryl Gane look, I mean, Gane looked damn good tonight. We got nothing but, yeah, it sucked. No mention of how brutal it was, about how Gane raked his eyes with his fingers. Nothing along those lines. Interesting stuff, but there's more to this.
what did you think about the fight on its way to the eye poke?
We didn't even get a response to the eye poke, but now we'll ask a question that Dana went ahead and answered anyway, because that's just how he heard that initial question.
What did you take from those 4 minutes?
Good. Looked like we were in for a few rounds, and it was going to be a good fight.
Detailed answer from Dana. All good. Literally preventing heartburn right now by the looks of things.
It would seem obvious that a rematch is right on the cards. Would you like to just rebook these guys as soon as Tom is able to get back in there?
Yeah. Total pain in the ass, but yes.
It just sucks for Tom, guys. Just being real. 15 months out of the cage because of being led on a wild goose chase about this Jon Jones situation that Dana White and the UFC's weakness caused. But, you know, total pain in the ass, guys. Isn't this a pain in the ass? Yeah, dude. Aspinall's moment ruined by an eye poke. I know Gane was looking good. But promoter of the UFC, your heavyweight champion, as of right now, it's Tom Aspinall. Any comments on how bad that must be for him? Got his eyes raked out nearly. Couldn't see anything. Fight gets called off. Yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass, you guys. All right, well, sorry this has affected you so much, Dana White. This must be really bugging Dana White, guys.
Yeah. Have you got any medical update on Tom, or is it still too soon?
He's on his way to the hospital.
Okay.
It's a bit of a weird question, right? It was ruled a no contest because of an unintentional eye poke. What does it take to make an eye poke intentional, and is there even a way you could ever prove that?
Who the fuck knows? Who gives a shit?
Maybe you should! Maybe you should, you owner of the company. Who the fuck knows? Who gives a shit? Maybe you should. Maybe you should know as the owner of the company. And maybe you should give a shit as the owner of the fucking company. I know recently over the past few years we found out that you don't give a shit about the company at all. You're just reining it in. You got 20-year-olds you got to go. You got fucking 25-year-old kids you got to go gamble with after this. How am I supposed to look cool to 25-year-old influencers if I've got to focus on all this going on? Maybe you should give a shit. I can't believe he said that. I actually can't believe he said that. Who knows? You know what? Who gives a shit? We all give a shit right now. Fouls are really ruining the sport. Bad refereeing is ruining the sport. And cheaters are winning en masse. Every fighter seems to get a free foul. Nothing is deemed intentional. Even when someone's getting their eyes raked out and then the fingers pushed further into their eyeballs for good measure. Gane has a history of cheating. I might make an entire video of the cheating of Ciryl Gane and his teammate Nasruddin Imavov because that gym is dirty as fuck. But who knows? Who gives a shit?
Even a way you could ever prove that.
Who the fuck knows? Who gives a shit?
I kind of do. I think we all kind of do. We'd all like to know some kind of way of fixing this problem, but I guess Dana doesn't give a shit. Steiny's fucking waiting for me at the fucking baccarat table, you guys. Come on. Come on, guys. I got to get to my fucking, we got to get to the blackjack table. I got fucking Nina Drama and fucking Sarah Safari waiting for me on the table. I mean, come on, you guys. I got to look cool to 25-year-olds in about an hour. You're wasting my fucking time here with these questions. Crazy stuff from Dana.
What are you going to do?
I know we, tried to do new gloves before and that kind of didn't work out. Is there anything we can do to stop these eye pokes? Would you ever?
Now remember the new gloves. Remember these new gloves. Remember when we tried to do these new gloves that would prevent eye pokes and they didn't work out? Why did they not work out? Why did they go back to the old gloves? Who's the one of the worst, most serial eye pokers in the history of the sport, you guys? It's somebody called Jon Jones, one of the biggest cheaters in the sport as well. But not just on a PED standpoint. No, that's not where his cheating ends. There's layers to his... This guy's not just pushing for records in failed drug tests. We're going for records in eye pokes as well. Jon Jones was known for his eye pokes throughout his career. And Jon Jones is also the reason why they went back to the old gloves. Because he wasn't comfortable. I don't like these new gloves. I can't fucking joust people's eyes out. Change them back, Dana. And then Dana went, sure, kid. Yeah, whatever you want. Whatever it takes. I just got to make sure you're the pound-for-pound highest wanked fighter on the roster. Remember that fucking Freudian slip that Dana White let out during a fight announcement? Because that's what happened to the new gloves that were there to fix eye pokes. Jon didn't like them. So the UFC bent right over, figuratively or not, or literally, I don't know, I'm not making any assumptions. They bent right over and changed the gloves back.
Have a look at maybe trying to change the gloves again, or is it just part of the sport, just shit happens?
Yeah. I mean, no matter what you do with the glove, I mean, they're going to happen.
And what did you think?
And that's what we get from the boss of the company, guys. You know, whatever you do is going to happen. I agree. You know what? You know when it's going to happen? By the same fighters nearly all the time. Some fighters go their entire career without eye poking anyone. Other fighters eye poke people all the fucking time. Take points away. I just saw points get taken away for like pretty clearly accidental groin shots that were supposed to be inside low kicks. Pretty clear stuff. We've seen points taken away. On the same card, as at Maxim grabbed the cage, got a point taken away. Easy. Eye pokes, on the other hand, you know, when guys are jousting their fingers out in people's eyes nonstop, every time Ciryl Gane does that, when someone closes the distance, he jousts his fingers in their eyes. When Nasruddin Imavov does the same thing, there's a whole video of it on YouTube as well. Jousts his fingers in people's eyes. Jon Jones was known for doing this. But come on, they're just going to happen. They're going to happen when dirty fighters outstretch their fingers in fighters' eyes that are closing the distance on them all the fucking time. And with this attitude, they're going to continue to happen. Bald, fat, retard. Okay? I'm not bald. So this guy's got one over on me in that way. But either way, man, Dana White has had an absolute stinker, and that's not where this ends. That's not where this ends. 17-17 into this.
Dana, what about the rule? It's only the second time in a championship fight that we do have a no contest for such thing. We just have to go by the judges and the fighters' will. That's just the way it is.
This guy is an MMA media member, so by proxy, he's absorbed Down syndrome via osmosis in the room. Okay? So the question's going to be really incorrectly asked, but what he's saying is, you know, we get no contests for eye pokes. We're not seeing... What he didn't mention is that we're not really seeing disqualifications. All we have to go off of is by the judging and the commission and what the fighter says. There's never any intentional eye poke that someone gets a point taken for unless it happens multiple times.
For him to say after 5 minutes, I can no longer continue. What I'm trying to figure out is there...
Is your own question, first of all.
Different levels of eye pokes.
Is there different levels of eye pokes? Now, I'm confused by that question as well, but I know what he means. What distinguishes intentional and accidental, and how can we be clearer in making that obvious to people? How can we be clearer in distinguishing an intentional and an accidental eye poke, and why are they all considered no contests when sometimes they seem so intentional that they should be considered disqualifications?
You see what I'm saying?
Nobody sees what you're saying, sir.
I agree with that, but Dana, you can decipher. I speak fluent Downs, so I can decipher what that guy was going for. Okay? Just a bit, just a tad. You know? I got that tism in me. Okay? So we know our own. You know? So I can decipher what he was going for there, but that was a really poorly asked question.
It's only up to the fighter to say whether or not he wants to continue.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Oh, yeah. What am I going to say? Hey, Tom, no, you're going to keep fighting.
Ciryl tried to tell him or go toward him, and Jason Arzog said, don't talk to the opponent at that point. So I guess they were trying to figure out to one another.
You can't, just like, you know, I can't make people fight, right? If I want to put together a fight, I can't make people fight.
We're getting the Ngannou speech. We're getting the Ngannou speech, which is very important. I've not even got to the worst of what Dana White fucking said at this press conference, by the way. Listen, I can't make people fight. You know, they don't want to fight, they don't want to fight. And this is the Ngannou speech, and I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that, very stupidly, may I add, Andy Aspinall, it's good that, reveal everything, it's good that, son's blind. No, I'm joking, I'm not going to make too many jokes about that. Tom Aspinall's dad doesn't want his son to sign a new UFC contract, and after this contract, he's saying, we'd like to go to boxing. It'd be good, that. More money in the bank. It'd be nice, that. Boxing makes more money. Be good, that. And he's been saying that he wants his son to go into boxing and they're not going to sign a new contract. Eerily similar to Ngannou talking about not signing a new contract, and Dana's busting out the old, if they don't want to fight, they don't want to fight, you guys. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
And you definitely can't make somebody continue if they feel they've been injured. Only Tom knows what happened, you know.
We all know what happened. Tom got his eyes gouged out and couldn't see. And there's people on Twitter. I'm not going to say what people, but they may not have a single UFC champ on the roster, and they're very angry about this, okay? There's people on Twitter that are non-stop. They're Jon Jones fans, you guys, okay? They're just jumping around to whoever's next. Ciryl Gane's up next. This is like the big migration of Makachev fans at lightweight that are now all aboard the Arman Sarukian train. But a little bit different, okay? We see this a lot. They're now on Ciryl Gane's team, okay? They've come right out the woodwork. Millions of them, by the way. It really is pissing me off. But they're acting like, oh, dude, his eye's not mush. What's Tom arguing about, dude? His eye's not completely fucking rotten his eye's still intact. His eye's not completely destroyed like Daniel Cormier's in the fight with Stipe Miocic. Only Tom knows what happened. No. We know what happened. He got both of his eyes poked. Therefore, he couldn't see. In an undisputed heavyweight title fight, that's pretty important. Vision, I mean. Only Tom knows what happened. No, we all had a replay in slow-mo, and I can't even play it on YouTube without getting demonetized because it's that fucking brutal. Clearly got his eyes raked, both of them. Couldn't see. Only Tom knows what happened. Like he's lying. Listen, only Tom knows the truth, you guys. Like he's made it up, but do we know if it's real or not? I don't understand at all. They're acting like Tom was getting beaten up really badly, you know. Gane outstruck him by 3 strikes. Sure, he had a bloody nose. He had a runny nose. Everyone's got that cousin that sneezes the wrong way and all of a sudden their nose is bleeding. You know what I mean? I don't understand how Dana's doing it. He's fully throwing Tom under the bus. Only Tom knows what really happened. No, we all do. We watched it happen live on pay-per-view. Bald cunt.
Could he see? Couldn't he see? Could he continue? Only he knows that.
How about Tom couldn't see? Take him for his word. Like a little bit of a benefit of the doubt here, guys. I'm not asking for much, you guys, okay? I'm just asking for the promoter of the UFC to maybe not insinuate that the champion of the heavyweight division is lying when we all watched his eyes get near raked out by Ciryl Gane, who constantly does this to so many opponents. Whether it be eye pokes, groin shots, or back of the head shots, Gane will find a way to cheat in a fight, and he will never be punished for doing so. Never be punished for doing so. But listen, guys, I mean, come on. Only Tom knows. Could he see? Couldn't he see? Like, there's 50-50. Tom might be just waffling and was absolutely fine after having his eyes. Dude, if Ciryl Gane had his thumb in Aspinall's mouth while he eye poked him, he could have bowled a strike with his head. I swear to God. Using him like a fucking bowling ball in a main event of a heavyweight title fight. Absolutely insane.
I appreciate your answer.
Yep.
Thank you.
I fucking don't, you bald cunt. I want you gone! 2015. We're going to move on to another moment, okay? Before we go into some of Tom's moments as well, because he showed some stuff backstage.
I think that, I said earlier, because of the Jon Jones fight, I think
they're asking him, what about the fight? What do you think about the performance of Gane as well? I think they even asked, what do you think?
Yes, I agree. I think that, I said earlier, because of the Jon Jones fight, I think everybody
starts with Jon Jones. Asked about Gane. Listen, because of the Jon Jones thing,
Yes, I agree. I think that, I said earlier, because of the Jon Jones fight, I think everybody was sleeping on Ciryl Gane and sort of wrote him off. And he's right behind me. He's coming in next, so you guys can ask him how he felt. But I feel like, I'm sure in his camp, he was training like an animal for this fight. And it's unfortunate that it ended the way that it did. And yes, I think that...
It's unfortunate, guys. Listen, poor Gane. He's the real victim here, guys. He was training like an animal. Tom's been sat on his ass for fucking a year and a half, guys. Even though Dana was stringing him along with a make-believe Jon Jones fight. Because for some reason the company is willingly living in the shadow of a man that near ruined the credibility of the entire sport on multiple occasions. And he's not fighting anymore. Maybe he'll come back for a gimmick against Pereira, who knows? But it was a real fight, don't get me wrong. But the guy is the thing of the past. You're looking at the future of the heavyweight division. Whether you like it or not. Aspinall versus Gane is the future of the division. But no. Let's willingly live in the shadow of Jon Jones for whatever. I swear, it might not be far-fetched to suggest that maybe something's going on behind the scenes. I'm just saying, you guys, think of every industry you know. The music industry, okay? Hollywood, for example. Politics. Islands. Lotion. Baby oil, sorry. The lot. It would not be much based on all the things we know about Jones, including the recent Hezbollah fetish that's come up. That's not the only thing that came up in that video, by the way. It would not be crazy to suggest some things based on how we're acting here. Why are we purposefully living in the shadow of a man that's not going to be here, bar one more fight? That's tarnished the legacy of the sport. I don't get it. I really don't. I kind of do, but I can't suggest it legally.
And it's unfortunate that it ended the way that it did. And yes, I think that there probably will be a lot more interest in the rematch after they saw, he had Tom bloodied up, and Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. So
you fucking cunt of a promoter. You are such a cunt. Dana, you really are. You probably watch these. Well, I don't know what's going on while you watch them. That's like some humiliation fetish, I would imagine. But this is so fucking abysmal from Dana White, man. Tom just, didn't want to continue. He couldn't see. He got both of his eyes poked badly. That is one of the worst eye pokes we've seen. Listen, other eye pokes have done damage, and we've seen Tom's eyes, and they're not mangled. So people are saying, "Oh, come on, he's fine," because we have seen other times where someone's eye gets poked, there's red, like massive amounts of redness and blood vessels showing up, and those don't even look that crazy of eye pokes. Someone gets flicked in the eye by something that don't seem that crazy, or they get real damage, like Bilal had real damage in his eye. It's a little bit more complicated than that. If you can't see, you can't see. And you shouldn't be expected to go out there and continue to fight for your heavyweight title blind and you be made the blame of the situation. While the cheater, the guy who eye poked you badly, is seen as, poor him. He was really counted out for this one. But boy, did he prove people wrong. Absolutely insane. Tom didn't want to continue. But Tom got eye poked, couldn't see. Shouldn't be expected to continue after that. It's all good.
The rematch is very interesting.
It is very interesting. And I like that. That's the one thing we can agree on here. Although we don't agree on much with this topic. The rematch is 100% more interesting. And Tom's not going to be some minus 350 favorite. Nor should he have been at any point ever, by the way. He should never have been that level of favorite over Gane. And I said that going into it. He shouldn't even be 2-1. I was saying that. Gane's real trickiness for Tom. He's not just going to throw a head kick, turn his back, get body lock taken down, then lay there on the ground until Jones guillotines him while never fighting any position, any step of the way whatsoever. So this is going to be a tricky fight for Tom. Okay? But there you go. Dana White, absolute fucking shit show at the press conference. This is the promoter of the company. He's fucking awful at his job, unless his job is to gaslight me and bait me into promoting Aspinall for him. That's the only, if that comes out and there's some messages from years ago saying, well, just keep doing this and then Guru will promote it for me. Maybe he's a fucking genius. Maybe there is a brain in this giant bald fucking head of his. Okay? But until then, this is just some dumb anchor on the sport that's holding back every level of promotion right now. Disgusting. And it is. And Aspinall was talking about doesn't want to sign a new UFC contract. You know, there's more fights in boxing. There's more money in boxing. The Ngannou route, get paid a quick 100 mil against one of these top boxers. Aspinall's a big name. If he defends his belt a few more times, he'll be an even bigger name, and then he can move on. And that's something they don't like. But I feel like there's more to it than this, because we've been going through this long before Andy ever opened his mouth about this. But by the way, my message to Team Aspinall: shut up. Shut up about going to boxing. And Tom, no. Not fucking vacate my title. I don't want to fight Ante Delija. No. Not the things you say in the build-up to a thing that could be a split decision or could be a this or... This is how you get woken up in the middle of the night like Volkanovski in the Holloway rematch and asked for a USADA test. This is those types of things, okay? This is how you get a weird anomaly in a drug test. This just came up about Tom Aspinall, folks. You know what I mean? It's like a weird... Like, I really think that was a big mistake from them. But I think Dana would have acted this way anyway, purely because of his defense of Jon Jones. It's so weird. He's a reprehensible bitch of a man. He's a great fighter, but that is a bitch. Beats up on women, PD cheat, amongst many other pathetic little crimes. This guy's not a bank robber. He's not getting into scraps on the street with people. He's whooping women. You know, these are the types of things we got going on with Jon. DUI, crying in cuffs. You fucking idiot, officer nerd. This is a bitch. Okay, that's really good at fighting. I'll give him that. PED cheat. This is such a weird guy to die on the hill of defending. But that's exactly what Dana's doing. Exactly what Dana's doing. I hate these comments so much. I can't look at a comment section. I haven't been able to look at a comment section or Twitter feed since the fight, dude. I'm just scrolling. Anyone else after this? I've been going on these things and just going, just wading through bullshit, trying to get to anything of interest that might be able to take my mind off of how dumb people's reactions to this is. Or are, sorry. Dana White even gave his take on the Ante Delija thing that Tom said.
He's already said that the guy that's currently ranked number 10 is his friend, Ante Delija. And he would vacate the title if Delija got to a point where he was going to fight for the title. Firstly, what do you think about that?
You know what I think about that
Yes.
before you even ask me. I hate that, you know.
By the way, Dana, I'm just going to say it, yeah. I've been sat down on camera before with DJ. What happened to that doctor telling you had you... I'm just being real. What the fuck has happened today? Dude, stress. I don't know if this is Jon Jones. I want you chubby and fat for me. Stuff your face. I don't know if Jon's ordered this. Like, I preferred you when there was something to grab. I don't know if this is Jon's doing. But Dana, what happened to that doctor that told you a couple years ago that you had 5 years to live? Because I don't know. You might need to give him a call, buddy. Okay? We're pushing it close now. He's really hopped off the bandwagon. You know what I mean? He's really hopped off the bandwagon with this fitness journey that he was going on. Stressed. Stressed after the last 2 years. All good, though. All good, though.
You know, many friends, relatives, name it, have all fought each other before.
I think Tom should fight Ante Delija. I think he should. Just being real, just to give my take on this. Not to say like, no, Tom should be able to. I think it's silly, and I think he should, and I think they should both make millions. And either way, one of them becomes champ. And it's like a win-win. If you're going to lose your belt to anyone, why not have it be your friend? I know it's tough. I think it's good character building. You know what I mean? If you think, oh, you know, he's met my family, but it's even better. You can fight each other and remain friends. I know sometimes that's trickier, and Marab and Aljo had their thing, but I hated that as well. You want to be best buds? Get out the sport. We're trying to find out who the best fighter is. But Dana's going to say something here in a second.
You know, it doesn't determine whether you are friends with somebody or you hate somebody. You're competing against them to see who the best is. But that's his decision. You know, these guys. You know, when you become a world champion and you know, if he defends the title and does whatever he does, to even think about vacating it because you don't want to compete against somebody is absolutely insane. But he's
to even think about vacating a title, because you don't want to compete against somebody is absolutely insane, you guys. Just want to point it out. The man who's been defending Jon Jones for the past few years. To even think about vacating the title because you don't want to defend against somebody. I mean, come on, you guys. That's something a crazy person would do.
It because you don't want to compete against somebody. To even think about vacating it because you don't want to compete against somebody is absolutely insane. But
somebody quote that and send it to Jones. I want to see if he has a hissy fit. What the fuck were you saying on that interview, you fucking idiot? How fucking dare you? I want to cause a rift in whatever weird relationship they have going on. If they do. I'm playing a character, by the way. Strange stuff from Dana White. But this is the stuff from Tom Aspinall behind the scenes. Now, I want to maybe start it with this, which is maybe why I need to mention why fouls really need to get cracked down on in MMA right now. And I've always made fun of them, but this isn't an undisputed title fight. It's a little different to me. Okay, I was young in the sport, early doors. You know what I mean? I maybe had some like immature reactions, just raging at stuff. I was betting on the fights. Yeah, I mean, raging. Fuck you fucking ruined. I ruined parlay. People were ruining my parlays and shit. The pseudo take of mine I had because he had his eyes wide open. He was like, I can't fucking see, man. I can't see anything. And that was weird to me. Normally people are like, you know what I mean? So that was something I said. And I even admitted I was wrong. Everyone's calling me out for that, but not admitting that. A day later I said, yeah, I was wrong on that one. Yeah, he definitely did feel something there. That was my bad, guys. But it's all good. Everyone only sees my viral clips. But this is why fouls need to be cracked down on. Because listen to what Jason Herzog says to Tom Aspinall before his fight with Ciryl Gane at UFC 321. The fact that this is so openly accepted by the referees of this sport proves that this is a problem that has gone unchecked for too long. Take a point away when someone jousts their fingers in someone's eyes, and this will stop dramatically. The amount of eye pokes will decrease dramatically if you start taking points away. But they never do. You get a free eye poke, a free groin shot, and maybe a free cage grab, a free glove grab, that's for sure. Jailton Almeida hooked his fingers in the gloves of Alexander Volkov in round 1. Goddard saw it, pried the fingers out of the glove himself because Jailton wouldn't, the lizard, and still didn't take a point. Intentional foul, malicious intent to cheat in a fight, freebie. No point taken away. Take a point, first offense, for egregious fouls like this, and they will cease to happen if the fight isn't called off already. Listen to what Jason Herzog says, though. This is the important part of this. God, wait, I skipped ahead a bit too far. Here we go. Andy actually warns him about Ciryl Gane beforehand.
Jason, are you reffing? Yeah. Watch this fucker for this.
In the back of the head. The best part about
Watch this fucker for this. Back of the head shots from Ciryl. He does it all the time. Never been punished, by the way. The best part about fouling. Are you ready for this quote from a UFC ref in 2025? Play it.
the best part about fouling, right, is that it works. So the best thing you can do is like.
Best part about fouling is that it works. UFC referee, one of the most established UFC referees in the history of the sport, Jason Herzog. The gold standard, the real gold standard, in my opinion. He's made some mistakes, and this is crazy to say, but even the refs are chucking inside jokes around about how they're following the rules. They can't take a point immediately, especially for an eye poke, because it's all seen as accidental, and it has to be intentional for them to take a point on the first case scenario, unless it's crazy egregious, like a really, really bad groin shot. But a really, really bad eye poke should equal the same punishment. We got the refs joking like that. Best thing about fouls is they work. Fighters that cheat unanimously win more. Makhachev sticks his fingers in the gloves on nearly every takedown attempt. I don't know if you guys saw that video recently of him hooking Oliveira's glove to hit the judo throw on him. Hooking Volkanovski's glove to keep him in the clinch, land a knee, and attempt to throw on him. Hooking someone else's glove to hit a throw on them as well. Makhachev does this shit all the time. He did it to Arman Tsarukyan. He even did it in another one of his fights. I think Poirier, he did this too as well. Which was insane to see. The best cheat. And some of the not best that are just right there seem to not really cheat that much altogether, which makes it seem like Indeed, fouls do work in MMA. Crazy for a referee to say.
Keep your head in the game.
And he goes on to say, keep your head in the game. Now, I want to play you this audio of Tom Aspinall behind the scenes talking, because people are saying his eye's not mangled, his eye's not red. And this is just him talking after the fight. And I felt bad hearing this, okay? Because it's just audio, by the way.
It's just another match.
Honestly, you know, when I first turned around,
It's gone, mate.
I was like, I can't see. But I thought it was going to get better. And it just kept getting, I would dab it, take it off, it'd be worse. I'd go again, a few more minutes, a few more seconds, take it off. I could see less and less.
I thought it was going to get better. He thought it was going to get better. Got eye poked and thought, oh, can't see anything, but this will get better, right? Like, my vision will come back. He's probably been eye poked before in the gym. You get eye poked, your vision comes back, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go again. I've taken my time. Let's get back into the fight. And he kept getting worse, like his vision was slowly going after the eye poke. And eyes are very delicate things. I don't need to be a scientist to tell you that. We've had doctors post videos saying, no, this shit's really bad, by the way. This is really bad. That doctor that always posts about injuries that happen in the UFC posted something about this and said, no, it is bad. A doctor in this very video said, yeah, the fight should have been stopped. No crazy damage. He doesn't have a torn retina, thank God. Thank God he doesn't have some really bad issue. That's what people are gloating about on Twitter today. The doctor said no serious damage to his eye to where it's going to be bad moving forward. And he's going to have months, years off. Who knows? They're gloating saying, see? He hasn't got to even sit out for a year because of his eye injury. He faked it. No, his eye just kept getting worse. If you can't see anything, you shouldn't be expected to continue. And they also said accidental. So even if he continued, Gane would not have had a point removed. Insane to me.
It was getting worse.
Don't worry about it.
It's getting fucking worse. I'm wiping my eye. I'm thinking, this will get better, but it keeps getting worse. I just can't see anything. And if you can't see anything, you can't fucking be expected to defend your world championship title. Simple as that. 34-10 as well. God, it actually makes me hurt even seeing shit like this, man. This shouldn't have been the fucking timeline. Oh. And there's people that are gloating about this being the timeline. This should not be the timeline. This really should not be the timeline, man. This stings so bad. This stings so bad, man.
That eye's blurry as well. That's poked in both eyes. But that one's worse. How far is it?
Sit there.
It just hurts me to see, man. And then they even go on to talk about it here as well, I think, a little bit later in this video. 34-57. I just... dude, what am I looking at, man? This imagery should not exist. And it wouldn't exist if Gane weren't a dirty cheat, man. Because he even did it earlier in that fight. I made that post. And I spoke about that. And then people started talking about it as well. 3:11 on the clock. I even saw it in the middle of the fight. So right after the fight, I said, that wasn't even the first eye poke he went for. When Tom went for that takedown reactionary, I posted it on Twitter. Gane tried to get him in the eyes again. And it didn't work that time. Finally, he got his technique off. When Tom lunges his hands towards an opponent's face, it's to knock him out with a closed fist. And a lot of fighters live by that law. Certain fighters don't, and they seem to benefit from this. Look at this imagery, man.
You were saying as well that he'd already tried to do it to you, weren't you? I heard you say that.
He already got one twice, at least once, for poking. Keep his fingers close, the ref said. And he's nearly poked me in the eye before.
Even Tom knows that, being in the fight. Like, fucking hell, he's nearly got me in the eye. And then he actually did get him in the eye just a minute or two later. Just crushing imagery. Crushing imagery, man. Crushing! It is fucking stings, man. And we got Dana just being like, sucks for Gane. He was looking good tonight. Fuck, man, I hate this sport sometimes. But you know what? We're going to redeem it. I don't know when. I don't think it'll be towards the end of the year. I think this will be on Paramount. Los Angeles is going to be Ilya, so they're not going to have this on the card because they don't have heavyweights as a co-main. But knowing Dana, maybe they'll have this on the fucking prelims. Judging by the way he's acting right now. Maybe they will have this on the fucking prelims. Fuck, man. This stings. It stings me a lot, guys. We're not going to have it in February because that's in Australia. Maybe we will. But I think that's Volk's retirement fight. So it's looking like March. But whenever this fucking happens, God, I'm rooting for swift revenge. Brutal and vicious. Swift justice in the rematch. No eye pokes. Devastating KO from your boy Big Tom. What a fucking bitch-ass company. And you know what? I'm going to say this at the end of the video. Chael and Anthony Smith. I'll get to you lot tomorrow. Okay? I'll get to you two fucking clowns tomorrow. I'm just going to save my words for that topic. But they're up next. Nobody's getting off the hook here. This is fucking bullshit, the way the people are responding. See you later. Goodbye. Toodle pip.